Legislators Albert and Raymond Chan recently proposed a land arrivals tax for tourists that would mostly target those coming from the mainland. Chief Executive Leung Chun-ying instantly opposed the idea. With us in the studio are one of its proposers, Albert Chan, and Kevin Choi of the Department of Economics at the University of Science and Technology. Albert Chan, some people are saying this is a piece of pure political opportunism, plugging into a feeling of discontent with mainlanders in Hong Kong. How do you respond to that?
Well, you know, we believe our proposal is very concrete and pragmatic, and also is Hong Kong people's wishes as well. Because recent opinion poll indicate more than 70% of Hong Kong people support this idea of entry tax. You know, mainly that Hong Kong have been ruined or seriously affected by the influx of a huge number of tourists, and that affects every sector of Hong Kong people's life, including the economy, the daily way of living, transportation, and security as well.
Just let's hold that thought, and may I ask you,
sure.
Do you, first of all, accept that the estimates that the government's given, these very big numbers that they've given for the increase of tourism from the mainland, and is it possible to have some idea what contribution or what negative effect at the economic level this is having?
The number of tourists that they gave, I think, it's more or less accurate. But then the economic impact, that's something hard to estimate, because on the one hand, we can't know that the size of the tourist sector as a fraction of the total GDP is just 4.5%. It's not that huge. It's 4.5%.
Strictly speaking, the tourist industry.
Right. And you can't just look at how much they spend, because how much they spend, a lot of it is just import, and then at the end is the value added that matters. Okay, but I'm not saying that they don't contribute to the Hong Kong economy. They do in a significant way. But then the question is, there's also costs associated with that. So we need to somehow balance the cost and benefit. Especially, there are two things that I think the government should and the commentators should pay some attention to when they comment on this current proposal. One thing is about efficiency. So the congestion, the overcrowded, is a cost that we have to take that into consideration. And then another thing is the income distribution because of this. I mean, there's gain, but then the gain is not equally distributed to the society. I mean, in general, the benefit of tourism is usually, a lot of time, especially in the long run, the gain, those winners are going to be the landowners. I mean,
you don't think that there's an employment gain?
There is, but then when we are not in a high employment situation, right now it's at 3-point-something%. Then we're
unemployment.
Just unemployment, yeah. Right. Then it's just shifting people from different sectors. Yeah. I think.
Well, you know, for the tourism aspect, the government emphasis, especially the C.Y. Leung, emphasize a lot on the benefits and also on the economic contribution. But he didn't really mention this benefit aspect. Well, because the other aspect, I look at the influx of tourism is also political as well. To me, in the Chinese government, the Beijing government, used that similar to Tibet and Xinjiang. They use the influx or the migration of people into Hong Kong.
But these aren't visitors. These are people settling there.
It's both. Because they want to use the tourism to control Hong Kong's economy. So if Hong Kong is too dependent or over-dependent on tourism, then they have the political control as well. So this is why I emphasize, since the change of sovereignty, I urge the Hong Kong administration, Hong Kong should begin to start to create other high-end industry to ensure Hong Kong's employment, Hong Kong's finance and economy can be independent, can rely on Hong Kong local development rather than all the other investment from China.
Let me just stop you there. I mean, from the point of view of economists, it seems to me that the most successful cities in the world, most successful places in the world, are the most internationalized, are the most cosmopolitan. Right. So why wouldn't Hong Kong benefit from that?
I'm not saying Hong Kong does not benefit from that, but we need to strike a balance. And then even though tourism is the best thing in the world, that when you do that, we want to do it well. The congestion, the overcrowded. I mean, I have friends in mainland China. They stopped coming to Hong Kong because it's so crowded, right? So it's not just local people in here. And I remember there's a remark made by the chairman of the Ocean Park. I mean, he's right about we should treat tourists well, and I totally agree with that. But then having an overcrowded place is not how we treat our guests, right? So even though from the tourist sector perspective, I totally agree with the development strategy that we should develop other sites for tourists. But then it's going to take time, right? And it's going to take resource. And given that the benefit is so unequally distributed, then people is going to complain that I don't gain from that, but why I should use my tax money to finance for those projects, right? I mean, those people, because we don't have consumption tax in Hong Kong, people pay their income tax. But then when those tourists come into Hong Kong, they benefit from we have law and order, police, and stuff like that. So I think this is one way to help solve the problem as well.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. I'm afraid that's all we have time for today, but we'll see you at the same time next week. Until then, goodbye.